Hey there, history fans. Ready to dive into 1901? Buckle up because this year was quite the roller coaster. We're talking major changes in leadership, groundbreaking inventions, and some serious drama on the world stage. Let's jump right in. So, remember how we left off in 1900 with Queen Victoria still on the British throne? Well, 1901 said, "New century, new monarch." On January 22nd, the grand old lady of Europe passed away after a whopping 63 years on the throne. Talk about a long-running show finally coming to an end. Enter King Edward VII, Victoria's son. Now, Eddie, as I like to call him, though I doubt he would have approved, was quite the character, known for his love of good food, fine clothes, and a good time. He brought a different vibe to the monarchy. It was like the stuffy Victorian era was finally letting its hair down a bit. The U.S. was having its own share of drama. President William McKinley started his second term in March, but, plot twist, he wouldn't make it to the end of the year. In September, he was assassinated by an anarchist named Leon Czolgosz. Talk about a shocking turn of events. Vice President Theodore Roosevelt stepped up to the plate, becoming the youngest president in U.S. history at 42. Teddy R., with his big stick and bigger personality, was about to shake things up in American politics. It was like replacing a quiet, conservative grandpa with your adventurous mustached uncle. You just knew things were going to get interesting. 1901 was a pretty sweet year for the nerds, and I say that with love. Guglielmo Marconi made the first transatlantic radio transmission. Imagine the excitement when people on different continents could communicate almost instantly. It was like the 1901 version of getting your first smartphone. Oh, and let's not forget about dear old Albert Einstein. He published his first scientific paper this year. Sure, it wasn't the earth-shattering stuff he'd come up with later, but hey, even geniuses have to start somewhere. Speaking of geniuses, 1901 saw the first Nobel Prizes awarded. Thanks to Alfred Nobel, yes, the dynamite guy, deciding to leave a better legacy, we got to celebrate some of the brightest minds in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. The first physics prize went to Wilhelm Röntgen for his discovery of X-rays. I bet he saw right through the competition. Sorry, couldn't resist a bad science pun. In the world of literature, a little-known writer named Beatrix Potter privately published The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Who knew that a story about a naughty bunny would hop its way into the hearts of millions? The world in 1901 was a mix of old empires and new ambitions. Australia federated, becoming a new nation within the British Empire. It was like a teenager getting their own room but still living in their parents' house. Meanwhile, tensions were building in places like China in the aftermath of the Boxer Rebellion, and the Boer War was still raging in South Africa. The 20th century was shaping up to be a complex one on the global stage. So there you have it, folks, 1901 in a nutshell. New leaders, new inventions, new nations, and new challenges. It was a year of transitions, setting the stage for the dramatic changes that would unfold in the coming decades. As we look back from our vantage point, it's fascinating to see how many seeds of the modern world were planted in 1901, the rise of mass communication, the shift in global power dynamics, the celebration of scientific achievement. It was all kicking off. Next time you're sipping your morning coffee and checking your phone for the latest news, spare a thought for the folks in 1901. They were just starting to get a taste of the interconnected, fast-paced world we now take for granted. Who knows, maybe in another 120 years, people will look back at us and think, wow, how quaint. But that, my friends, is a story for another essay.